Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name's Tommy, and I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about what it's like living in a van in Los Angeles. When I moved down here, I tried to do some research before I got here to figure out where people are parking and what the restrictions are, but I couldn't really find that much. Maybe I didn't look too hard, but there are a couple things that I did find that I find to be very useful, and I want to show you on the computer where I found those, and hopefully when you're thinking about moving here and finding a spot to park, this will actually help you. So my first piece of advice is depending on what stage of the process you're on, try to go for a stealth camper option or stealth van option, just because my van is definitely a camper van. And if you're looking at it from the street, there is definitely somebody living in there. And it's a lot easier if you can just look like a regular van and no one's gonna question if anyone's in there or complain about it or anything like that. When you are trying to look for a place to park, there's a lot of different signs and regulations that limit the amount of time you can park there. There's 2-hour limits, or there's here in LA there's street cleaning signs that alternate day to day. There's also a big one is oversized vehicle restrictions, which my vehicles is oversized. A lot of them are over 7 feet or over 8 feet or longer than 20 feet long, and mine is about 20 feet long and it's about 9.5 feet, so I'm definitely stick out like a sore thumb. And I've actually gotten one ticket so far for that specifically, just because I was parking somewhere and I was getting away with it and I just got too comfortable, and it's like a $70 ticket, so I definitely try to avoid that. That's all I'm saying. So even though there seems to be a lot of restrictions here, the city of LA has actually made a series of maps that will show you where you can and cannot park overnight. So if you look here, so this is the type of sign that you're going to see. My vehicle's definitely over 7 feet high. It's about 22 feet long. And then there's also the street sweeping sign. These alternate street by street, so you got to be careful. There's also some signs that are just no parking at all at night, or a number of neighborhoods are just permit only. So it's kind of difficult to navigate, but what you can do is we're going to go to Google right here, and we're going to do a quick Google search to find this resource. And it took me a while to figure out what it's called because the verbiage is kind of weird when you're dealing with the city. But what works is Los Angeles overnight dwelling. And this is the phrase that they're looking for, and when you click on that, it'll bring you to this search list, and you see the one I already clicked on, and that's actually the first one that should come up, and you can click here, and then it's going to take you to another page. Let me click it, and here, so this landing page seems like a lot of can't do stuff, like especially right here, like you're not even supposed to sleep in your vehicles around these things, and I get it, but if you scroll down here, you actually see a list of neighborhoods, and these neighborhoods aren't called normal things that we refer to them as, so you kind of have to do a little bit of searching to figure out which map is for you. But each of these links is a different section of the city, and we're gonna just pick the first one to go through to show you what the maps are like. So if we click on this one, we're gonna go to a map, and this actually isn't my area, but it's good for the sake of this video. And we're interested in this green line down at the bottom right here, and that indicates that it's okay to sleep in your vehicle overnight in these designated areas. So now that we know that, we'll just pick a place on the map for an example. So we'll pick right here. So if you were to drive here, you might not see any parking signs at all. Actually, the place that I park most frequently doesn't even have street sweeping, so I can stay there for a few days at a time and not be bugged by anyone. And when you're doing this, I really recommend picking a couple different places, preferably close to where you work. You just kind of want to go under the radar, like I mentioned. You don't want to step on anyone's toes, and just kind of go and be nice, be a part of the neighborhood. So now we're going to go back to the list, because there's actually one more way to find a place to stay. So if you look here down at the bottom, there, that's going to be an interactive map. So if it's hard to go through those PDFs to find, you'll actually be able to search an address to find a map. But this can be kind of confusing too. So you'll actually be brought to this page, and you just have to accept the terms. And then when you do that, it'll bring you to this page. And this page, you just enter in your address. So I'm going to use the one that's across from where I park. So this is it. And then you enter this in, and it'll bring up this page. And it's actually shows you that it wasn't quite right, so it gives you the best address. And so you might have to try that a couple times. But it brings you to this page where you can see the building in blue. And then we actually have to click on this link or this icon to bring up the layers tab to activate the parking restrictions. So we're gonna click on this link, and it brings up this box to the left, and the layer that we want is actually BOE street designations, and that brings up these red and green lines. And these lines are actually the same color as those previous maps. So if you remember, the red is you don't park at all overnight, and then the green says it's okay. And this really is where I park, and it's far enough away from the beach where I'm the only van on the street. There's a couple other cars, but there's businesses around there, and at night it completely clears out, so it's really quiet and really nice and peaceful. So just find a good spot, and I hope these help. It'll take a little bit of time to figure it out, but well, I hope you find this useful. It definitely helped me. And again, if you can find a couple different spots to rotate, it makes it a little easier to fly under the radar, so you don't become a fixture on the street. And there's always mixed feelings about people living in their vans, so you just kind of want to try to avoid stepping on people's toes and be kind to the people that you do meet, even if they're not kind to you. So thank you again for watching this video. Please like, comment, share, tell me what videos you want to see, and I'd be happy to make a video about it. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.